Hello and welcome back to another video. So today, as the title says, we're going to be going over the best beginner RP servers. Now a lot of these have a little bit of a lower population, more of a tight-knit community, and altogether are some pretty damn good servers. Now I will include some other servers here that are a little bit more popular, but I will explain obviously the reasons for doing so as well. But a lot of these servers aren't super looked at. A lot of them are they have a little bit of a lower player base. Now some of these also again have a very healthy player base. It's just not as big as a lot of the servers you will see today. So I thought I would shed a spotlight on a couple of these servers and also why they're good for beginners and why their communities are kind of a good place to start out, and of course why you should join that server. So today we're going to be going over 4 main servers. Again, through my looking through a lot of stuff, I found that these are probably some of the best, honestly, beginner servers that are public. It is very difficult to find good public beginner servers or good public servers in general for RP. So I spent a little bit of time looking, and I think I found a couple good ones. Now not all of them are perfect for RP, like hardcore RP, but some of them are more lighthearted and good for beginners, and obviously some are a little bit more strict, which again will help you learn. So going over the 4 that we're going to be going over in this video is going to be starting off with Paradox Gaming, going then on to Mafia City RP, then onto Grand RP, and ending it with CityLife Roleplay. Now again, there are a lot of good public servers out there. It is definitely hard to find some good ones though, and I think that this list is probably pretty good for beginners, because when I looked through this list, I was trying to find servers that had a good balance of being beginner friendly as well as some servers that were very strict, like we're going to be talking about Mafia City RP, that will definitely make sure your rules knowledge is up to date and are very strict, so will obviously help you learn over time to be extra cautious, and then will help you in the future servers that have a little bit more laid back rules. So again, we're going to be getting this video with Paradox Gaming, then going into Mafia, then Grand RP, and ending it with CityLife Roleplay, and talking a little bit about the No Pixel public server, not too much, but I think that's going to be about it for now. Let's start off again this video talking a little bit about Paradox Gaming. Alright, starting off with Paradox Gaming, we're loading in right now. We should be in, I think, any second. Alright, now I have made a character a little while ago, so that's why we are here in the middle of nowhere, and this is just kind of a test character. That's why he's not looking exactly too good. But if we take a little look-see at our map here, there's quite a couple things to do. There's an aircraft garage, obviously aircraft Los Santos, so you can buy aircrafts, obviously Bahama Mamas, a little garbage company, a bikini tow, definitely interesting tow truck company, boat garage, so obviously you can get boats, boat rentals. There's quite a couple of things. Crypto miner locker room, again I'm not too sure about the crypto miners. Commercial LSC, dealerships. Obviously you can buy pretty much anything on the server, which is pretty nice. Obviously there's deliveries. Eddie's trucking, interesting, almost as cool as Eddie's camel toes on Just RP. There's a fish dealer. There's a bunch of different stuff to do. There's hunting. There's quite obviously all of the cryptocurrency jobs. Again, I'm not really sure how they work. I haven't looked too much into it. Shark dealer, strip clubs. There's quite a yacht, There's quite a lot on the server to do. But one of the main things that is really interesting to me, and we'll pull up the Discord a little bit for this, is their VIP system. So I will quickly bring this up to you guys, or I'll put it on screen now. But the VIP system on Paradox is actually very cool. Actually, let's check out PDM as well while we're here. I think we might need a dealer, possibly. Need to access the menu. Oh, and you can check out cars and stuff, so it's pretty nice. Check out the different cars you want. You can just purchase them from here. I believe they have a couple dealerships. I'm not sure if any of them are play or run, but it's definitely pretty cool being able to see. I think they have like each dealership has their own stock, I believe, but again, I haven't really played on the server too much, so I am not 100% sure. Still a pretty nice dealership system, but again, let's quickly talk about the VIP system. So the VIP system is really cool on Paradox. Basically, it rewards players, as it says at the top, for people who play on the server a lot. They provide good RP to the server, and it rewards them with certain benefits and being able to do certain actions that, obviously if you don't know the player is good at RP, they could really really mess up. So starting off at the veteran member benefits, which is basically if you just played 500 hours on the server, you get priority queue for free, which is nice, and a custom car shop. Apparently that's not in yet, but hopefully that will be in the future, and will allow people who dedicate a lot of the time to the server to be rewarded for it. Obviously I'm guessing they're still gonna have to pay for the cars and everything, but it will reward those players who do spend a lot of their time on the server. Obviously if you go on VIP 1, you get a higher priority queue, access to VIP chat, so you can probably talk with other VIPs, discuss different things. Obviously that's pretty much it for VIP 1, but for number 2, this is when we get some really cool stuff. So again, you get a higher access to another priority queue. You're allowed to now do some other RP scenarios that with someone who doesn't have as much RP experiencing could really mess it up. Someone who doesn't know the give and take in RP, someone who just goes for the wins, would not be able to do this kind of RP successfully. But obviously if someone is up to this level of VIP, they've shown that they can actually RP on the server. They know how to RP. They're not just going to use these scenarios to get the wins. They're going to actually use them to give other players like cool RP experiences and benefits, and not just again go for, oh, I can do this now, let's go for the win. Hopefully again, if people do get this VIP, they understand the RP required on the server as well as how to RP these scenarios. So again, once you get VIP level 2, you're now to do public safety impersonation. This means you can probably impersonate EMS, cops and such, and again, being players that are able to actually do this obviously have spent the time getting to this VIP level and know not to overtake it, not to go kind of power game with the RP. They know how to do the nice give and take. You're also allowed to do sniper attacks. Again, hopefully the people who are at this level know how to do them correctly, so it's not just them sniping a bunch of people for no reason. You're allowed to shoot from aircraft and escape from aircraft now as well. So this allows you, if you're a criminal, to do much better heists and much cooler heists now, which is really, really cool. And again, that's something that would get abused a lot on a server if everyone was allowed to. But because they just allow people who have actually have the RP experience on the server, they understand the community, they understand again the give and take with RP, they're allowed to use those, and hopefully again they use them in the correct way. Now the highest level of VIP, VIP 3, again gives you another higher priority queue. You're also allowed 3 new things, which is really cool. Domestic terrorism, you can then just straight up attack PD, and also bomb threats or biological warfare, which is really cool. Again, I think this is an awesome system that the more servers should implement, where of course, like if let's say on Just RP, the server that I mostly play on, if you were allowed to do these bombing or whatever and all players were allowed to, it'd be pretty damn hectic. But again, if we only allowed a couple players that specifically we know have good RP and have shown good RP over time to do it, I think they can make some really cool scenarios, and that is what this system is meant for, of course. And of course you're also allowed to have explosives, which is pretty damn cool. But again, it's really, really nice that each VIP, to get promoted, you actually have to get nominated by other VIPs. So say there's one guy going around making some really cool RP for everyone. The current VIPs notice he's making this really cool RP. They can all vote to nominate him to go up, and then again create more creative RP that he would not be able to do as a normal player. I think this is a really, really, really cool system that I've never seen on any other server before, and that was the main reason I chose to promote Paradox RP in this video. And it's pretty much it. Again, there is a bunch of stuff and jobs that you can do on the server. I'm not going to go show all of them in this video because I kind of just wanted to get a quick list of servers and the main reason or reasons why I think they're unique and why it'd be good for a beginner. It seems like the community on here, from what I've seen, is a very helpful community. All the people seem to get along very well with each other. People really understand RP in the server, just from what I've seen in their Discord general chats and everything like that. But I do have some pretty nice stuff on the server, but I think we're gonna end it out there for Paradox RP. The main reason I chose the server is because of the VIP. They also do have a decent player count of around, I believe, anywhere from 80 to 100 pretty consistently. I've been seeing, like, obviously with events and stuff, they get up to their player cap, which I believe is around 136 or 164. I completely forget, but I'll put it on screen now, of course, what their actual player cap is. But of course the UI could definitely use some work. I think the inventory could definitely use a little bit of work. They use kind of a Tarkov-esque inventory thing or health thing, so to monitor what parts of your body are hurt. I think it could use a little bit of work, but honestly the server, it looks really nice just because of the people on it, and of course that VIP system create some really cool people who can do some pretty awesome events in RP. Oh, well, there is someone banned for cheating, so at least their freaking their anti-cheat works for sure. There's a pretty decent amount of stuff. The dealerships and UIs and everything are pretty nice. I think some of the UIs need to work on, but overall, Paradox in my book seems like a pretty nice beginner server. But again, next we're going to be moving on to Mafia City Roleplay, so let's go on to there right away. Alrighty, so the next server we're going to be talking about in this video is a server on Rage MP, obviously Mafia City Roleplay, and there is about an average player count of 200 to 300, so it's very healthy player base. I actually have a lot of time on the server. I think if we check right here, yeah, I have about 480 hours on the server on this character. I think a little bit on my Crim, a little bit, not too much though. And it's a very, very good server, I think, for beginners. Not because, I mean, the RP has definitely went down a little bit in my opinion the past year or so on the server. But what is really, really good for beginners on this server is it has this very, very, very strict rules. So basically, if you can, you know, obviously learn the rules on this server and you cannot get banned or you don't get punished or anything, then you're pretty much set to go on any other server you can think of, because the server again has very, very strict rules. So say you move on to a different server, obviously it's going to be a little bit easier for you guys because there's probably going to be a little bit more lenient rules on those kind of servers, because Mafia has, in my opinion, some of the strictest rules out of any server I've ever seen, like even very minor stuff. So if you get good here, pretty much any other server you're going to join is going to have much more lenient rules than Mafia City does, which will again help you out a little bit. So I definitely recommend Mafia to try out. They do have a pretty good ecosystem. Again, it could definitely use a little bit of work. They have a couple jobs. They have trucking. They obviously have fishing. If we look on the map, there is quite a good amount of stuff to do. Obviously, they have boats. They have bars. They have different players that have their own businesses. There's a lot of more legal RP on Mafia than illegal. In my opinion, the illegal side is not really good at all, and could definitely use a lot of work. Most of it is just AFK activities. So if you want to join a server to be a legal player, I definitely recommend Mafia City RP. The illegal RP really isn't there in my opinion too much. There's some wars and stuff, but you can't really do banks. You can't really do fleekas. You can't do the vault, you can't do Polito. I don't think there's no bank trucks, there's no NPCs because it's Rage. So there isn't really a ton to do on the criminal side. Most of it is just AFKing inside RVs or factories to make stuff. So honestly, the criminal side, not exactly what I would recommend it for, but if you're looking for a server to roleplay a legal character on, I definitely recommend Mafia. You can obviously get business license, you can talk to DOJ. There's a lot of stuff to do on the legal side, not much on the illegal at the moment, although they do have a promised criminal update, although it's been promised for about 6 months or more. So not sure when that is coming. Hopefully it does come soon though. But they have quite a lot of features. They have housing, you can rent out houses, you can buy different businesses and own those businesses. Obviously there's quite a lot to do, although most of the businesses are owned at the moment and cost way too much money for any player to really be able to get them easily. But again, there is a lot of opportunity for you to create your own businesses through legal RP, get business licenses, and start kind of running stuff, which is also pretty damn nice. But again, the main reason I do recommend this for beginners is because there is a very, very, very strict rule set that if you break, you'll get punished pretty damn fast. So again, if you are looking for a server to kind of learn the rules on, I definitely recommend Mafia, just because the rules are so strict that if you get a couple people to kind of help you along and teach you, you'll really be set off in a good place for any server you decide to join. Once you leave, as again, the rules are so strict that when you leave and join another server, the rules will be a lot easier for you to follow over there, as you don't really have to worry as much on those. Now, from what I've noticed, even though it does have a very active player base of around 200 to 300, it seems that most people are kind of out just grinding. I don't see a ton of people for RP, but at the events they do, there aren't a ton of events, but when they do them, they seem like they have quite a lot of people that come to them, which is definitely nice. It seems there's always some stuff going on here at the pier as well. Obviously there's some cars parked here. So there's some people probably fishing down there. There are a lot of people again to have their own legal businesses and hire you as well. So there is a lot of RP. It seems like most of it is just focused in certain areas though. And then again, since I come from 5M again, it is a little weird to go back to Rage and not have any of the locals. It definitely feels a lot more on the quiet side. But again, there is a lot of RP to be had. You just unfortunately have to look a lot for it. But I do think that is going to be about, again, it for talking about Mafia. I just wanted to make kind of a quick video about it. And again, as you can see, there's ads and everything. There are people playing on the server. It just seems a lot of people are kind of set up in hotspots or RPing of themselves, or again, doing some more AFK-ish activities to make money. But overall, it is very good just because, again, as I said multiple times already, the rule set is very strict and will kind of get you into the mindset of knowing the rules and knowing how to follow them. But I do think it's going to be it for Mafia. Next, we're going to be moving over to Grand RP, which is definitely not really a server for RP, but if you're looking to just kind of get into it, kind of get an idea, it's a very pay-to-win server, but also is kind of has a ton of features. So if you kind of just want a place to chill with friends or not have to worry too much about really learning RP straightforward or very fast, I think it will be a good server. So we'll go head on to Grand RP, and I'll meet you guys once we're over there. And alrighty, so now we are over on Grand RP. Now this is an exact, pretty much polar opposite of Mafia. There is a ton to do on this server, but it is very, in my opinion, light RP focused. Now I originally was going to do a couple sponsored streams or sponsored videos with Grand RP, but because of the more pay-to-win aspects of this server, I decided not to. But either way, again, we do have a bunch of money, if you see in the top right, and we can go test some stuff out and show you guys the server a little bit. But I do want to say that this server, in my opinion, is a lot more kind of like GTA Online Plus. In my opinion, I think this is what GTA or GTA Online should have been. So again, we start over in our little apartment. It's a very nice interior here. There's actually a lot of very, very well done interiors and stuff on the server. We can exit here, so let's exit out to the lobby real quick. Again, this is all very nice. A lot of MLOs that I really haven't seen too much on a lot of servers. In my opinion, it's a really, really well done server overall. And from here, of course, we get out, and right now I'm gonna look through the kind of the UI, the phones, because that's one of my favorite parts of the server is the UI. It's very, very well done. So if we look over at the phone, there's a bunch of stuff on here. Now this server, in my opinion, is a little bit more, as I said earlier, light RP, but also there's just a lot of stuff to do. So again, if we bring up like this menu, we can have all the stuff up here. I believe there are jobs, and there's like different little things you can do, daily tasks, so it gives you different things to do during the day to get rewarded. I think there is, you can check out all your stats in here. It's pretty nice as well. We go look over, there's different jobs you can choose, lumberjack, potter, electrician. There's a bunch of different jobs you can choose, obviously. You can even get achievements. There's achievements and everything. You can do different things with organizations, different job achievements. So really, there's a lot to do on the server, even if you're just going around doing fun stuff on your own. There's like mini games and such. But let's open up the phone here. And again, there's a bunch of stuff to do. This is the main thing that we're looking at, is the events. There is a bunch of different events to do, and these are much more oriented if you have your own gang. You all go to them with your gang, but there is also just events you can go and have fun with, like example Revolver King. I believe this is kind of like a one in the chamber mini game. There's obviously Battle Royale, which is just fun. Hot Potato, where you have to basically hold a certain thing until you of course pass it off. Pretty common game there. Animal Evolution, don't even know what that is. You need to collect checkpoints to evolve from a dog to a bird. There's like a bunch of like fun stuff. Taking over the business, all of these are like different events to go do with your family or gang. I believe on this server they call them families, not gangs, which is definitely kind of interesting. There's a bunch of, again, criminal activities you can do. King of Cayo Perico, attacking a prison, family raids, drug laboratory robberies, store robberies, aircraft carrier captures, foundry captures, bank robberies, leftover, like there's a lot of stuff to do, in my opinion, on the server. Like right now, so we want to do this, we could plan a route, we go get an organization with us. Like right now we're the National Guard. Say we want to choose, we'll choose National Guard. Boom, plan a route. And then if we want to, we can go over to the location it gives us, and then we can go start that little mini game or event, which is actually really nice. But that's just an example. There's a bunch of events to do. We open up our phone again. There's like little gifts you can get again if you want to enter in promo codes. I'm not going to really advertise mine or really promote it too much, because again, I'm just here to show you guys the server a little bit. There's various auctions. There's a ton of imports on this server as well. So you can see all the auctions for different houses here that you can bid on, different businesses that you can bid on. There's none on the auction place at the moment. There are like limited time shoes and limited time clothing items you can get for opening up cases, which again leads a little bit more into the pay to win aspect, or kind of the money aspect of the server. Like if we go into the shop here, you can get different cars if you pay money. You can get little unboxings, which honestly the unboxings are pretty cool, not gonna lie. We have a bunch of points that the admins gave us a long time ago, so screw it, we're gonna open up one of these right now. Might as well show you guys what it's like. Let's see what we get. 50k. Okay, nice. I have no idea what's good or bad in this. You know what, we're gonna open up one more, why not? See what we get. Look at this cool little animation. 150k. You know what, we're gonna open up one more, see if we can get something cool. Boom, some more money. But again, as I was saying before, this is a lot more on the light RP side. There is a lot of pay to win aspects or pay to advance aspects. Definitely more on the light RP, but if you want to grab a couple friends, kind of mess around, go do some events, go do some fun stuff, not really have to worry about like paying attention too much. I think we even have an AK. Let's put that away though. There's a ton of stuff to do on the server. It's not super RP oriented, but again, as I said before, there's a lot of fun stuff to do. I believe we also did get a car a while ago, so we can go check that out, and I'll show you guys that real quick. Also, as we're running over to get our car, there's one of the random events that shows up. You're able to actually, I believe, become a firefighter and fight the fire, which is pretty cool. Again, there's like little random events that show up all the time on the server, so it also keeps you pretty damn busy just driving around seeing different things. Also, I didn't mention the population size, but right now I believe there's 840 people or so on the server, and it seems like it averages around there. But right now we're running over to a little parking area to go grab one of our cars and drive around the city a little bit as I explain a little bit more. Someone unboxed a very rare item. Definitely interesting to see pop up. But again, let's go ahead over and grab a car real quick. Again, we got given ones a little while ago when I was eventually going to do a sponsored video, but we ended up not doing that. Let's head over here real quick. Well, apparently since the last time I played, I somehow had lost my driver's license. So it looks, also the inventory system, by the way, just so you guys know, it's pretty fluid, pretty nice, pretty clean in my opinion. Of course, there's a little crafting at the top here where you can craft different items. I think these are mostly just cosmetics though, or all cosmetics, I believe. Yeah, cosmetics and backpacks. I don't believe we can actually drive our car because apparently since the last time we played, we somehow lost our driver's license. So I believe we have to go all the way down here and get our license back. So I guess we're gonna go over there. I'm not exactly sure how we lost our driver's license, but I guess I'll head over there and grab us a license, and hopefully there's a parking spot near it, kind of across the way at Laspada we can go grab. Very interesting. I don't know exactly how I lost my license, but we'll just go over there, grab a new license real quick. I'll get into the car and I'll meet you guys once we're finally in our car, and I'll explain a little bit more of the server, and then we'll probably move over to the last server. So I'll see you guys in just a second.
Hey bro.
Yo. Yo.
Put your hands up, please. Put your hands up.
Jesus Christ, if you're gonna draw, at least be a little bit better shot. Jesus. Well, we just got rolled up on. That was interesting. That was very interesting. Let's keep going to try and get our freaking license. Alrighty, so we're over almost at the licensing center. Not sure what's up with that guy, just randomly decided to get out of his car and try and draw an MP5. Thankfully, I was pretty prepared. I knew he was going to take something out, so the second I saw him drawing, we drew. And obviously, he got a little clapped up. But let's go over here and get our license real quick. Again, I'm not exactly sure why people are going around just randomly robbing, but it is what it is.
Hey, Rachel, what's up?
Let's get our license real quick. Get our driver's license. Boom. Oh boy, we gotta take a little test. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna go do this little driver's test, and I'll see you once we're done. All right, so we should be pretty much done with our driver's test. Now, there's really not too much I want to show on the server, but there we go. We got our driver's license. Is it a physical item? It is a physical item. So now we got our little driver's license. Oh, you get 30 days. So that is why our license expires. So apparently every 30 days you got to go renew your license. So let's go over, grab our car finally, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the server before we end off the video. There we go. Okay, so finally got our nice little Urus. Now, as I was saying before, there are a lot of imports on the server, or a lot of IRL cars on the server, but obviously they're not super easy to get. I believe a lot of them you can kind of pretty much just pay for. That's why, again, the server is a little bit more on the pay to win side, but it has a lot of events that do make it fun for kind of just light RP or very, very minimal RP. But again, when I was making this video on kind of the best servers to start out on, I figured I would definitely put this one in here just because it's kind of a nice light introduction. You're not really having to worry about /me's/dudes actually interacting with a ton of people. You can kind of just go around, chill, you know, maybe talk to some people here and there and get kind of a light feel for it. Now, again, you're not going to be having any crazy RP on the server, or at least from what I've seen, but it's a nice place to, you know, grab a couple friends and kind of learn a little bit about RP. Even though it's not super RP focused, it is a nice starting place for a lot of people that don't really know RP. They're a little intimidated by it. I believe there's like a little gang hideout over here where there's some people for sure. But I again think that this server again is not super RP focused. Again, you can get into different gangs and maybe get into some RP with them, but in overall it's kind of like an event based server, kind of like a GTA Online Plus in my opinion. But the reason again why I did put in this video is because it's a nice place for people to kind of start off and get a rough feel of what it might be as we just get rammed into. Nice. Seems to be a pretty common occurrence on the server, and again is why I'm saying that it's kind of a light RP server, if not a ton of RP. But again, if you are looking for a place to kind of start off, get your kind of feet in the water, get an idea of what RP could be, and kind of, you know, just get a feel for it, really kind of get a feel for how rage works, get a feel for how you're talking to other people, how you interact, kind of get a little bit more comfortable. I think this might be a decent server to start out on. Again, not for the RP. If you want to learn how to RP and kind of get brought into it straight away, I recommend Mafia City RP for it. But if you want a more lighter version, a less RP focused and a more kind of just chill, mess if around with your friends, have a good time, and kind of get an idea for RP, I think this is a server for that. Next, we're going to be ending off with a not so super popular server, but a pretty decent one again. That doesn't have a super big player base. It seems to have a pretty nice one that will kind of teach you the ropes and everything. We're going to be talking about CityLife Roleplay. Let's head on to there, talk a little bit about it, and I will see you guys once we're over there. Alrighty, so the next server we're going to be talking about is of course CityLife Roleplay. Now there's a lot of stuff to do on the server. There's imports, there's a lot of really good people who seem to have a pretty decent grasp on RP, and obviously the server at 260 slots is very well populated. We're even in a little queue right now. I'm not sure how long we're going to be in this, but either way, I'll see you guys once we actually get onto the server. Then we're going to look a little bit over the server, look at some of their features, and then end off the video. This one's probably going to be pretty short because Mafia and Grand RP are kind of the two servers I wanted to mostly highlight in this video, just because they're two opposite ends. Again, with Mafia being very strict and a good place to kind of learn it the hard way, and then Grand RP very light and a very nice place to kind of just chill and get an idea for it. So again, we're gonna, you know, go see how long this queue is gonna take, and I'll see you guys once we're in the server. Alrighty, so after a little bit of waiting in the queue, we are on CityLife RP. So we get, of course, the rules here again, although you of course need to read the rules to even get into the server. They have all of the different commands here, the voice chat settings, everything like that, everything pretty much that we're used to. This is actually a really nice starter guide here though. Gives you the different jobs and everything, gives you all of the locations but let's start off. Let's go create character real quick. Let's do the good old Zez Kobali. And boom, we get over to the character creation screen. We'll just, you know, we're not going to do anything too crazy since we're just kind of chilling on here for a sec. All right, that'll work for now. Not exactly the best looking guy. Oh, we do need to fix the outfits a little bit, fix our arms a little bit. But so you start off here. Welcome to CityLife, my type/guide. If you need any help, actually, you know what? Let's check that out real quick, see how it is. /guide. Okay, it's the same thing that we saw at the beginning. Kind of just gives you like a little intro to everything. Let's keep going on though. So I think first we spawn here. Definitely need to fix our arms at some point. Come out here at Life Invaders where you start. Oh, it's cool when you bring up the map, it actually brings up a map in your hand. That's actually it's a pretty cool feature I haven't seen too much. You can see of course there's a bunch of the usual job, trucking, chicking, hunting, all of the usual stuff. Pawn shops, of course, dealers. Oh, pig farm, I haven't seen that on really too many servers. Scrapyard, mining. There's a ton of different jobs to do. Also, if you guys are looking for imports, there are also a lot of imports you're able to get onto the server. And one of the best parts of this server, with along with most of the servers besides a couple that I mentioned, there is no pay to win. I believe the different donating tiers I'll put on screen right now, but I think the most thing that could even be considered even anywhere close to getting something for paying for it is the pets, which I think is a great way to do donating because it doesn't really affect gameplay at all. It's just something kind of cool to award to people, and license plates. So I think their donation system is really good. Now, the reason I chose this server for the last server in this video is mostly because of the Discord and the rules. They have some really well thought out rules, and their Discord has a couple channels to kind of help people getting started in RP. Their community, along with, as I said earlier, Paradox, have some very great people in it that seem to be very willing to help other people out. Something that is a little weird though is it seems that for a 5M server they don't really have any locals, which is very weird to see on a 5M server. If we go over here though, this is the IRL cars, or the imports dealership. They have some pretty nice cars. See a nice little GTR, little NA Miata, nice Ferrari, got a Pagani in the back. There is definitely a lot of IRL cars, so if you are interested in that, there's a lot of them on this server as well as a ton of different jobs, of course, to look through. And it seems that unfortunately my internet decided to go down about 10 minutes after us actually getting into the server, so I might not have a ton of footage of the server, but just from looking around there seems to be a lot of different jobs here. And again, the biggest reason I chose this server out of the other ones for public service is because the community seems very willing to help new players and new RPers. There's also a lot of different channels on their Discord if you're looking for help. And again, I would try to get back in, but I think it's going to put us back into the queue. I'll actually put us back in one, but I do think either way we are going to be ending the video here. I just wanted to kind of wrap this up with CityLife Roleplay. Again, it does seem like a pretty nice server. The no locals on a 5M is very weird in my opinion, but the rest of it, oh, I'm gonna have to mute that for copyright, but the rest of the server does look pretty nice. But it seems pretty cool overall. Again, the reason there are no locals, I'm guessing, is because there's 260 players, so I'm guessing with locals it would probably lag a decent amount. They also have a pretty active update list. They update the server quite regularly with pretty new features and a lot of features, which is really nice to see. Seems they listen a lot to their community as well. But again, I don't want to make this video too long, so we're just going to do kind of a little pit stop over at CityLife. But either way, it is a pretty nice server for starters. As I saw again on the Discord, they have a lot of people that are willing to help you out kind of learning RP from an OOC standpoint, and then everyone I see from what I've seen seems to be very helpful. Most people seem to be pretty nice with one another, and events seem to happen quite a lot, and that's where I'm guessing most of the RP happens on this server. It's another kind of event-based server from what I've seen. Again, there is also, again, as I said, a ton of different jobs to do, both illegal and legal, so it's definitely a lot of stuff to keep you entertained. But I think that is going to be about it for this server and this video as a whole. I'm sorry this last one was a little short. Unfortunately, with my internet and stuff, I'm running a little close here into time. I have to go do something very soon, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video and did enjoy me checking out a couple of the different servers. But again, hopefully this video showed you a couple of the interesting public RP servers for beginners. Again, I really think that the two, Mafia City and Grand RP, are both good starters in different sorts. Again, Mafia a lot more on the hardcore RP and hardcore rule set, and that will really kind of get you ready for any other server once you leave Mafia, or Grand RP if you're just looking to kind of try it out, have some fun, and not have to worry too much. But either way, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like as always and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.